JP, my neck, my back, so buttery brown. My neck, my back, my back, my neck, my back, so buttery brown. Oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my, my neck, my back, my neck, my back, my neck, my back, my back.
Black girl, if you 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 black girl, do your thing, do your thing, do your thing, do your thing. Black girl, if you black girl, if you black girl, if you
JP, my neck, my back, so buttery brown. My neck, my back, my back, my neck, my back, so buttery brown. Oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my, my neck, my back, my neck, my back, my neck, my back, my back.
Hey. Wow. Y'all, I wasn't getting any sound. This is embarrassing. I wasn't getting any. Oh, my goodness. Jesus have mercy. This is insane. I wasn't getting a sound, and I didn't know that. Once I did my live, I went back to everyday life, and I saw some messages that was like, how the messages pop up at the top of your screen, but I wasn't checking because I was doing stuff. But there's one particular person that I respond to immediately, and she knows who she is. I respond to her text messages as soon as I can. One or two people that I respond to immediately. And when she sent me a message, I said, "Oh, let me see what is it?" And she was saying the same thing, that there's no sound. That there's no sound. And then I went and saw all the other messages, and I'm like, "Great. Hey, Ebony. Ebony, nice to see you. Can you let me know in the comment section if you can hear me?" Ebony Dancer 7290. Please let me know in the comment section if you can hear me, child, because I will not be doing this for a third time, baby. I will not be doing this for a third time. Okay, good. Oh my goodness. And see, that's what I get for not checking my messages immediately. Because I saw messages coming in, and I thought it was just people saying, "Oh, I saw that you were live," or something like that, or things, or congratulations for coming back, or something like that. But it's one lady. When she sends me a message, I respond to her immediately. And when she sent me a message, I checked her message, and I was like, "You have got to be kidding me." So we're going to try this again. I privated the other video, and I'm really pissed off about that, but it's okay. It's okay. We're going to try this one more again. Okay, we're going to try this. We're not going to try this again, but we're going to try this one more again. Okay. First topic. Let me calm myself down, because I cannot believe I did that. I cannot believe I spent 36 minutes up here running my mouth, and not a damn thing was coming out. Excuse my language. But that's okay. We're about to get into these topics, y'all. And I'm going to try this for a second time. I'm just making sure that other video is deleted. Yes, it is. Thank goodness. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Let me delete this. Okay. So I don't know if anyone has been keeping up with the R. Kelly situation. He had a victim come forward with a tell-all book, and her name is Rashona Landfair. She was the victim from the 2002 R. Kelly sex tape. I know we've all heard of that tape that unfortunately went viral of this little girl being urinated on. So she just finally decided to tell her story about what actually happened to her and, you know, how the abuse started, how the grooming started. So here she is on CBS News. And for anyone with a short attention span, just to let you know, this video is about 3 minutes, or maybe a little bit more than 3 minutes long. So I'm going to play that clip from CBS News now, and I'll come back.
You say your aunt told you the next time we're at the studio, you should ask Robert to be your godfather. Aunt Sparkle explained that I should sit on his lap and rub his head while I asked him to be my godfather.
That is the start of him entering into my life in a different way than just being an artist or hanging out at the studio. It became more personable at that moment.
Kelly agreed to be her godfather, but soon after, when she was around 13, Landfair says he began grooming her and touching her inappropriately. At one point, her Aunt Sparkle suspected something wasn't right and called social services. Why don't you think anyone believed your Aunt Sparkle when she first raised a red flag about a possible inappropriate relationship?
I don't think they believed her because there were no obvious signs of what was actually taking place.
You say it was a couple of weeks before your 17th birthday. You say Robert told me the copies of one of the sex tapes of 14-year-old me were beginning to be sold on the streets of Chicago and across the country.
I was empty. I was very hollow inside. I was very confused.
According to Landfair, after the 2001 leaked tape, Kelly told her parents that he was in love with their daughter.
It was very complicated. My dad wanted to make the right decision, and he was not okay with anything that took place. I was more under Robert's brainwash. He utilized me against my parents, making threats of suicide and doing different things out of desperation to convince them to not turn on him.
In 2008, roughly 6 years after being charged with child pornography, Kelly was acquitted. Landfair would later say she lied to a grand jury when she testified that the young girl on the sex tape was not her. Why not tell the truth when there was finally a trial after 6 years?
That's one of my biggest regrets, not telling the truth.
But the 2019 Lifetime docuseries, Surviving R. Kelly, changed everything.
The spirit of conviction came over me during that moment.
Because of that docuseries?
Yes. Somehow I felt responsible that he was able to hurt so many more people. During the time, I thought maybe these were just sexual fetishes that he had with me. Maybe this was just abuse I was going through. But when I saw that he was allowed to hurt so many people because I lied, that did not sit well with me as an adult, as a woman.
Wow. Wow. My heart breaks for this lady. My heart really does break for this lady. This story is disgusting to me. First of all, what happened to her is gross. It's disgusting. She was 13 years old when R. Kelly started grooming her. And R. Kelly was about 34, 35 years old. Yeah. And to think that she still carries some blame in any of what happened to her in the aftermath, for not speaking out sooner makes me really sad. The way R. Kelly was able to manipulate her into being silent, like threatening to unalive himself and telling her that he loved her and stuff like that. Like, I wonder, where were her parents? Like, why would you leave your child in the studio around a grown man? For there to be a X tape. I don't want to say the word, child. I'm just coming back to you too. I don't want them to flag me. But for there to be an X tape out of this disgusting man urinating on a child means that he had to have had unmitigated access to her anytime he wanted. There were no checks and balances being done. There was no, I don't know. There was no checks and balances being done when it came to her. Like, how long was she there? When did she leave? When is she coming back? Like, for the life of me, I cannot understand this. I really cannot understand this. And like I said, it makes me question the parents, and it also makes me question her aunt Sparkle. Y'all have to go and watch the entire clip, the entire video, because it's a little over 20 minutes long on CBS News. So you have to go and watch the entire thing, where she goes a little bit more in depth with other stuff. And it really does make me question her parents and Sparkle, because she introduced her niece to this man. And Sparkle did come out with a statement that said something like, any suggestion that I had anything to do with what happened to my niece is, untrue, unfounded, or whatever. Yeah, all right, girl, whatever. Because why the hell would you tell your 13-year-old niece at the time to go and sit on this man's lap, a man that she does not know, and tell her to rub his head and ask him to be her godfather? Like, are we for real? And Sparkle was about 25 at the time. And like I said, R. Kelly was about 35 at the time, 34, 35 at the time. So it's a 10-year age difference. Why would you be so she at 25, she knows that is inappropriate. At that age, she knows that's something that she should not be doing. And the reason why I feel like she knew what was going on was because Sparkle didn't say anything about what she thought was happening to her niece until after things turned sour between her and R. Kelly. I don't know if y'all know that. Until after she was let go from the label, that's when she decided that she wants to speak up about what she thinks is happening to her niece, which, like I said, it leads me to believe that she knew all along what R. Kelly was doing. And because she didn't get the fame and the fortune that she wanted from the deal, she decided to out R. Kelly. I really do feel like that lady sacrificed her niece and used her as a pawn. I truly, honestly feel like that. And that's, oh my goodness. Like, and I've seen interviews that Sparkle has done, like on the Breakfast Club and other news stations, crying. And when I heard her niece say that she didn't say anything until she was let go from that label, that was all I needed to hear. She knew exactly what she was doing, and she was using her niece as a pawn. She was sacrificing her niece, in my opinion. That little girl, she really went through hell. Like, she really went through a lot. And you guys have to go and watch the entire interview, because she also spoke about how, you guys have to keep in mind, when this video came out, she was 14. I mean, when the video came out, she was 17. It happened to her when she was 14, and she was being groomed since she was 13. So this was a little girl when all of this was taking place. And she says in the entire interview that she wasn't made to be a victim, but she was instead mocked. And, and how she's still healing from everything that has happened to her at the hands of R. Kelly. It's really sad. It's really, really sad. And just to give you guys some backstory, I don't know if anyone knows this. Well, first of all, I do wonder if Sparkle was ever actually involved with R. Kelly. One, I wonder if there was any grooming that ever happened to her, because I don't know if anyone knows this, but Sparkle was initially introduced to R. Kelly in 1989. So that would have made her around 13 or 14 years old. She came and she first came in the industry wanting to be a gospel singer. And I don't know if you know this, but a lot of times when you see like R&B singers, they start out in gospel music, or they try to take that route, and for some reason it doesn't work out, so they switch to R&B music. I don't know if it's because it's more profitable or what, but they end up switching to gospel. And they end up switching to R&B music, and that's what Sparkle did, right? So she was initially introduced to him in 1989, and she was around 13 or 14 years old, and she did background vocals on Aaliyah's "AJ Nothing But a Number" album. So she's seen a lot. She's seen a lot. And she had and she's only like, her and Aaliyah are only like 3 years, God rest her soul. Her and Aaliyah are only like 3 years apart. Like, the rabbit hole goes deep with this. The whole situation is just weird. It's disgusting. And it shows how much of a monster R. Kelly was, because he really surrounded himself with nothing but impressionable little girls. Like, if you really sit back and think about it, like, he just surrounded himself with children that he could actually take advantage of. And so, like I said, Sparkle had been around for a lot. She had seen a lot. And for her to introduce her, and she always makes this comment about, I didn't just introduce my niece, I introduced her entire family to him. I introduced her mom and her dad. Like, girl, save it. Why would you want this child anywhere around this man? And I 100% believe the parents got a payoff. There's no telling me any different that he didn't get a payoff, that they didn't get a payoff, because why? Child, I just have so many questions, because I know that she testified that that wasn't her in the video. And I think there was maybe there was possibly like some Stockholm syndrome going on with that as to why she didn't, say anything. But I question the parents, like, why? It's disgusting. It's really disgusting. It's nauseating. I really do feel for her. Like, I really, really, really do. And I hope from her, publishing this book, I hope she gets some type of peace or something from it, because it's disgusting what happened to her. Honestly, I really, really do feel for her. I was trying to edit my avatar, and so it just won't be a black damn screen up there, but it's not letting me do it. It's okay. Yeah, I hope R. Kelly rots in hell. I hope he never gets out of prison. I hope that man never sees the light of day again. I'm just going to do it like this. This is good enough. I hope he never sees the light of day again. For him to do that repeatedly over and over and over to, teens, is just, I blame all the parents, and I strongly feel they need to be in jail. So absolutely. 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 Because I'm sure that this wasn't a secret in the industry, that he was doing this, and they still allowed it to happen. And parents still came to him after this situation with, let me say her name so I don't mess it up. Rashona Landfair. After that X tape came out of her being at 14 getting urinated on, after the Aaliyah situation happened, after all the other accusations that came forward throughout the years about R. Kelly, and you still have parents letting their kids go in this quote unquote studio, okay, with him. Like, what? Like, everybody around that girl failed her, from her aunt to her parents. And I think that Sparkle's brother-in-law was also worked with R. Kelly. So just everyone around her failed her. Like, no one was held accountable for what happened to that girl. Someone needs to be held accountable for that girl. And I'm not talking like monetarily. I mean, like, they need to be put in prison. That's disgusting. That girl, like, if you really let that sink in, that girl was 14. What will possess you to mess with a child, one, and what will possess you to urinate on her? Huh? Like, I don't want to hear nothing about R. Kelly needs help and he needs to um seek therapy. They need to get him therapy. No, no, no. He needs to be institutionalized. They need to keep him wherever he is. They need to keep that man wherever he is. Do not let him out. He's a danger to society. Like, I just, I cannot believe that happened to her. I really do hope like she finds some type of healing and just able to move past it at one point. I know past it at some point. I know she has a child now. She's a mom, and I just, that story always bothers me. And then to know the backstory, because I was like doing some research, and then to know the backstory of when Sparkle initially met him and everything like that, it's just like, okay, this is interesting. You know, what the hell was really going on? I feel like he used the Leah name as bait to get those parents to bring their kids. Ooh, do you understand what I mean? Like, I made a little star, I'll make your child's. Yeah, I'll make your child a star, let them stay. Yeah. But what about what the thing is, why didn't anyone have discernment or any? I feel like maybe the parents didn't know necessarily, but I do feel like Sparkle knew. I do, for her to tell her these exact words, to go in there, sit on his lap, rub his head, and ask him to be your godfather. I feel like she knew. And she knew that he liked little girls. And she said, maybe this will get me a leg up. Maybe this will get me another hit record. Because I think they had that, that record together. Maybe this will get me a hit record. Maybe this will get me in good with it, with R. Kelly and his team. I really do believe that. I think that she sacrificed her niece in a sense, and I feel just the way I feel like Aaliyah was sacrificed. And I think that once everything transpired, she used her as a pawn. I really do feel like that. And when things didn't go her way, she outed R. Kelly. She didn't give a damn about her niece. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. And like I said, I've seen her interviews and her crying and all this other BS. Like, girl, go sit down somewhere. Go sit down somewhere. And I'm happy that her niece is exposing her. I'm happy that her niece said it the way she said it in that interview, and she's exposing Sparkle, because ew. Everyone will have to pay for their sins one day. We may not be able to see, but everyone will have to pay for their sins one day. And who knows? Sparkle could be living in her karma as we speak. Who knows what her health situation is like, or financial situation. I hope. Anyway, let me not do too much. Anyway, money was given to parents, and they didn't give a damn because those girls said they were not allowed to communicate with the family. So they knew, and I stand on that. Yeah. Okay, now on to my next topic. So Sherri Shepherd and Kelly Clarkson's daytime shows are being canceled. And if I'm honest, I've never watched a full episode of Sherri Shepherd. I've never watched not one single full episode of Sherri Shepherd, and I have never watched the episode of Kelly Clarkson. I saw a clip. I think Toni Braxton was on Kelly Clarkson, and I watched that segment, and that was about it, child. And it wasn't even on her YouTube page or anything like that. I think I saw it on Instagram or something, and I watched it there. Or maybe it was TikTok. I don't know, and I watched it there. So I've actually never watched Kelly Clarkson's show. Now, when it comes to Sherri's show, they're saying that her show is not being canceled due to low ratings, but because it's just simply too expensive to keep on air. Being that viewership across broadcast TV is dwindling, it's declining. No one's really watching broadcast TV anymore, and everyone is turning to streaming services. They just said that it's just too expensive to keep, and that there's a possibility that it may get picked up somewhere else. I still won't be watching it. I just don't find her entertaining. I don't find her entertaining. I also heard that Jennifer Hudson's show may be next as well. I haven't heard anything about Tamron Hall. Now, I have watched Tamron Hall's show a few times. a few times. But as far as Jennifer Hudson, again, I've never seen a full episode of her show either. I watch the only thing I really watch from Jennifer Hudson is the celebrities that go down the spirit tunnel. So I can see like who has rhythm and who doesn't. But that's about it. Other than that, I don't watch any of them. I miss Wendy Williams. I miss her style and delivery when it comes to entertainment because she was just so raw and uncut and unfiltered. Like, and I remember her saying something like she doesn't really socialize with celebrities much because, it can taint her work and her job as far as like doing hot topics, so she didn't really like mingle with celebrities much. She didn't really care to get close to them because she was scared that it could interfere, with her doing her job. And I think that was in like a Cosmopolitan interview she did like 7 or 8 years ago. She spoke about that. And when you have a host that is also considered to be quote unquote a celebrity and be in that celebrity world, they're not going to be as unfiltered as a Wendy Williams or share the same sentiments, because they're still part of that world and they want to keep certain privileges and access when it comes to things. So they're never going to be that unfiltered when it's a celebrity interviewing another celebrity. It's just not going to happen. And I think that's one of the reasons why all those networks, all those talk shows, I was turned off from it because it's just like, this is as a celebrity interviewing a celebrity and they're not going to ask the hard questions and they're going to coddle the person sitting in the chair and kiss their, what. And so, and I remember, y'all want to know what really turned me off from Sherri Shepherd? I remember when she interviewed Jonathan Majors. And I felt like she didn't ask him any hard questions. And it was just him up there crying and it was just a mess. I felt like she was 2 seconds from pulling out her titty and breastfeeding him. I felt like she was 2 seconds from rubbing his back. Like it was just a mess. She didn't ask any hard questions whatsoever. And I remember when that Coretta Scott King thing went viral, where he was telling his white girlfriend, that you need to be more like Coretta Scott King and and Michelle Obama, and how that went viral all over. And she didn't ask him about that. If that was Wendy Williams, that would have been question number 1 or number 2. Like she would have asked those type of questions. And when she didn't do that, I was like, she is coddling the hell out of this grown man who made these decisions, and I didn't like that. Let me see if I can have the clip. I think I have the clip. Hold on. Yeah, I do have the clip.
Could be doing right now. Period. This is actually, period. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Do you really though, baby? Do you really?
Yes.
Then how dare you come home drunk and disturb the peace of our house when we have a plan? I would like to get to the point where your friends know what job I'm on and go, I think Grace is gonna be out of commission. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I won't.
No. Do you understand that? Because that team, that unit, right? Grace has to be in a certain mindset to support Coretta Scott King. You know who that is? That's Martin Luther King's wife. Michelle Obama, Barack Obama's wife.
I know. I'm not. I shouldn't have gone out. I'm sorry.
Let me just lay it out for you, right?
Sir. Sir, excuse me. I don't know who Jonathan just thought he was. Telling this white lady that she needs to act more like Coretta Scott King and Michelle Obama. Excuse me? Excuse me. Like, he was a whole clown for that. I will never, to this day, I will never forget that. I will never, ever forget him saying that. Oh my goodness. Coretta Scott King, and Michelle Obama. Sir, please, please, please. And the fact that she did not ask him anything pertaining to that, it just blew my mind. But anyway, I wish her the best of luck. Hopefully she'll be able to get the show picked up on a different network, maybe Netflix or something like that. Yeah, but I won't be watching because if you're too afraid to ask any of the hard hitting questions, then what are you doing up there? What are you doing up there, ma'am? But yeah, so that's that. Let me see what else. And Jennifer Hudson, she just always seems lost. Every time she's interviewing someone, she just always seems lost and confused and dazed. I remember she was interviewing Eddie Murphy, and this lady, she asked him something and he responded. And I think she asked him the same question again. And he was like, I just said it. And I was just like, you know what? I'm done with these celebrities, wannabe journalists, people. I'm done with them. I'm done. Go do a movie. Go make an album. Please get off my screen with this mess. It's not doing it for me. So, yeah, good luck to them. And, good luck to them. That's all I got for that. Now, on to my very last topic. And I'm going to get up off of here. So there's been countless videos of immigrants, Black immigrants, white immigrants, Hispanic, everything in between, white Americans, everything, just speaking on foundational Black Americans and what we need to be doing and why we're not out there marching for the immigrants and protesting against ICE and using our bodies as human shields, okay, using our bodies for them to do some target practice on. And, how we're next if, we don't, child, we was first. We was first, and it's still happening to us. We're still being harassed, still being unalived by the police. That's not a scare tactic to get us out there being, like I said, target practice for them. But I'm going to play the clips of what some people had to say about us just, chilling, sitting back, minding out Black-owned business. Hold on. Where's this guy at?
Don't be surprised if before all of this is done, we all watch a child, like I'm talking 10-year-old child, executed in the streets, and then be told that they had it coming by both this administration and...
Yeah, okay, sir.
For all the Black Americans saying ICE isn't our problem, you do realize that they're kidnapping Black Americans too, right? And they're just saying, oh, we thought they were African. We thought they were illegal immigrants. And then they will detain you for days, sometimes weeks, so that they can have their way with you in the ICE detention center while they figure out that you're an American citizen. In fact, that's exactly what happened to this lady right here. She's an American citizen. They detained her for 2 days and kept her in that detention center. And this is what they're doing with so many people. If you're not white, they will target you. If they just have a bad...
I'm trying to choose my words so I don't get like a strike. These are some of the most ungrateful, entitled, coward-ass individuals speaking on Black Americans. Have we not given enough? Like when will it be enough for them? The guy saying, do you realize they are kidnapping Black Americans too? He says, what did he say? You do realize they're kidnapping Black Americans too, right? Yeah. How do you think we got over here? How do you think we got over here? They kidnapped and forced us over here, sir. And the highest number of missing children in this country are Black. The highest number are Black children. So what does that tell you? They're still kidnapping us. And what I need people to understand is that we have always been the target in this country. We've always been the target. And I don't think unfortunately, that will ever change. It's weird to me when I see that conversation as if they don't know the history of this country, or maybe they're just purposely, ignoring it. Especially the guy saying that, don't be surprised if we see a 10-year-old child executed in the streets, as if that has not already happened. Trayvon Martin was 17 when he was quote unquote executed. Emmett Till was 14 when he was quote unquote executed. Tamir Rice was 12 when he was quote unquote executed. And if you want to take it even further back, I don't know if anyone knows the story of Frazier Baker and his 2-year-old daughter, who were executed in 1898. He was the first Black American U.S. postmaster to be elected in Lake City, California. And he only held that position for 6 months before him and his infant daughter were brutally unalived by a mob of the Triple K. And a lot of those, I'm trying to choose my words because I don't want to get, a lot of those members have gone on to become police officers, judges, lawyers. A lot of the slave catchers have now they're police officers, judges, lawyers. A mob of white men. I'm just going to say it like that. A mob of white men, where he and his wife had their 6 children, were sleeping. And as they tried to escape because they had set the house on fire, the house was shot up over 100 times. And Frazier Baker died trying to escape. And when his wife came out with the children trying to escape, they put a bullet in that child's head, a 2-year-old. This was 1898. So everything that anyone is saying online about what's going on or what's going to happen to us, it has already happened. And it continues to happen to us. Don't let none of these people trick you or guilt you into putting on your invisible cape and going out there and being target practice for ICE. Okay? Don't let them do that. Don't let them do that. Those were the surviving members that survived that shootout, basically, and their house being set on fire. The husband and the youngest child, unfortunately, was brutally murdered, brutally unalived. So yeah, do not let these people guilt you to going out there. I've said this on my Instagram before. Our ancestors' blood, sweat, and tears are soaked into the fabric of this nation, soaked into the soil. Once we step foot out there, y'all think all hell is breaking loose now? No. No. It will be World War III, no exaggeration. No exaggeration. It will be like an electric shock as soon as we, as a collective, we decide to step out there. So I'm not advocating for my people to be out there. Sorry, not sorry. I'm not advocating for my people to be out there at all. And I am worried because I know the TP status for Haitians was removed on the 3rd of February. So I do worry about them because when I see people that look like me being harmed, that does something to my soul. That does something to my spirit, right? I don't want to go too deep on here, but we as Black Americans, we should not be out there. 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 We have done enough. We have rioted enough. We have protested enough. If I was to go down the list of all the laws we got changed from us rioting and protesting and having dogs sicked on us and being hung and whipped and everything else in between, water holes and everything, listen. So do not be out there. Do not be out there. There's so many different ways that you can protest. It doesn't have to be boots on the ground. There's so many different ways that you can protest. I have a question for you. What's the question, Ebony? And the thing is, you know what I don't understand is why are people so concerned about us and not concerned about the government snatching away our rights or how, we're moving if we're not already in a dictatorship? Like, hello, is anybody home? Why isn't anyone talking about how the Orange Man allegedly made over $2 billion since being in office? Like we're not talking about, we're talking about it, but it's not loud enough for me. Like what's happening in Greenland, what he's trying to do over there in Greenland or with Canada, just creating ish with people who are supposed to be our allies, but they're worried about us simply sitting this out. We don't owe anyone a damn thing. We don't owe them our time. We don't owe them our patience. We don't owe them our sacrifice. We don't owe them our bodies on the front line. We do not owe anyone in this country nothing. Nothing. And that goes for everyone. We don't owe anyone anything. And I'm so tired of seeing those videos because they're so quick to mention Renee Good and Alex Petty. I never hear them mention, not even the black ones. I never hear them mention Keith Porter Jr., the guy who was unalived on New Year's Eve by an off-duty ICE agent. But you want us out there marching with you. Yeah, okay. I'm not saying like what's happening is warranted. It's not. What's happening right now in America is horrific. It's disgusting. Like it sometimes you'll feel like you're living in a nightmare, right? But this has been our reality since we got over here. We've seen this story 1,000 times. We know what they're going through. We know how they feel, that feeling of despair and hopelessness. You know what I think it is? If I'm being honest with you, I think this country is so used to seeing Black bodies, in particular Black Americans, be the face of suffering, be the face of degeneracy, they're so used to us being portrayed as violent thugs, baby mamas, and all that stuff. And now that the government is using that same rhetoric on them, they don't like it. And it's almost like they have this sense of entitlement. Like they think they have an entitlement over our bodies and our labor. And they're slowly coming to realize they don't. They don't. And I don't think they can begin to fathom that what we've been saying, yelling from the rooftops for decades when it comes to this country and how sinister and how evil and how racist and how demonic it is. I don't think that they can fathom that that's actually true and it's happening to them in real time. It's happening to them in real time. My heart does go out to them, but this is a lesson that needs to be learned. It needs to be learned. You had all the "I will vote for Donald Trump" out there. And now Donald Trump is sending you on a boat back home. Now he's sending you on a boat back home and you don't like it. So no, we don't owe anyone anything. Not a damn thing. If anything, we owe them our ass to kiss. I will not be out there protesting until us as a collective decide that we're deciding to go out there. And I don't care how anyone feels about that. The only ones I feel sorry for are the ones that look like me. Those are the only ones I feel my heart goes out to. Even though a lot of them been shady too. The only ones I feel sorry for are the ones that look like me. And people can take that however they want to take that. You know, this is the age of the Aquarius. And so this shift in like human consciousness, it will continue to grow amongst Black people. I can't speak for anybody else, but I know that it will continue to grow amongst Black people. You know? But yeah, that's all I got for y'all. I really had to get that off my chest because, woo, baby, seeing the video, I be in them comment sections cussing people out on TikTok. Cussing people out. Show my whole ASS. Talking about why y'all not out there and why you and Chabu. I was watching this video of this beautiful Black woman sitting in a diner with her friends eating, and there was a protest going by, right? And this white man was in the window of this diner waving for her and her friends to come out and join the protest. Like they really think that they are entitled to our bodies and our labor. They really do believe that. And all she did was giggle and kiki. I would have given him the middle finger. Like, anyway. I'm happy that y'all can hear me now. Y'all, I'm a little rusty. Okay? I haven't done a live in well over a year. Y'all gonna have to bear with me. I know y'all looking at a black screen right now, but y'all, I'm gonna get it together. I promise you, I'm going to get it together. And the last thing I want to end with is, because y'all know it's Black History Month. Happy Black History Month. Look at this, y'all. So I don't know if anyone knows, but we do actually have our own flag. I've had people ask me, what is that wreath in your what is it? Oh, what happened? What happened, babe? Hold on, y'all. All right. So I've had people ask me, what is that wreath in my bio? On my Instagram. That's the Black American Heritage flag. That is the Black American Heritage flag. It is not the Pan-African flag. It is the Black American Heritage flag. And look what I saw today. Hold on, where is it? Hold on, let me remove my... Y'all, look at that. That's the Black American Heritage flag being raised for Black History Month. Look at that. Oh, that almost made me shed a tear. Yeah. We've come a long way in this country. We still have a long way to go, but we've made progress. And I know that as a people, we are resilient, we are strong, we are determined people. And we will continue to make a way in this country and to form our own path. And I'm going to end it there. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm so upset that I had to do this video all over again. Like, I cannot believe I just, like I said, y'all, I'm rusty. I don't got nothing up here but a black screen with my name on it. Like, I'm rusty, child. But I'll see y'all soon. I will be doing lives again and posting more. And with that, thank you for tuning in, and I will catch you on the next live. Bye, girl.